Namje, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Tashidelek, and welcome to all the viewers of Dharma Television for the 20th episode of Following Rinpoche program, broadcasted from Bodh, Kathmandu, Nepal. I am Khadro Lhamo Yangchen, the presenter and interpreter for this episode. We are very fortunate to have Sangngak Tenzin Rinpoche with us, and I request Rinpoche, please share your wisdom to all of us. Simjen namgi samba tang loi chita chita wa chejong themon thebai chugyu korlo kodoso.
Domingo bo bardan la mala nyamye churker tavi mokeje tonjer gombe shenam nyangla. Ruparza che wanchin to par sho dorter li dang ye ter na wa yang rav jender to pe wangir na marto ye shi chen borang dang Chusar me yang zi jiang jir ji de zen ka tang yang bi shi ge shong de men da si den ru gen ji pan de dong gen ju yin na zhi zhen zhi yen tar tu to bar sho la so tani yang namba tsang ma la de ren la yang jer ba ga wu chung ni ta shi de le shi yu.
And Tashidelek to you all, and I'm happy to see you all again today.
Tani so katsang kong tani ta jurwa semchi tamba sene tendre ta semchi ko korla tendre nyong chi shibare tendre yende tani ta ti jitela kalasena ta ji unji ta chuge nyamlen se jurwa ta unji tani mume tamba yang segre tendre yende ta so ta de ge korni ma tani ta chungzem shia tendre jires.
So, on the previous episode, Rinpoche shared about the preparation of practice, which is called the generation of bodhicitta. And today, Rinpoche will share about the actual practice, which is the excellences of non-referential point.
Tendri indi taso ta tani chitang tani kaanso gore ta chi tambi chu se ate tani ngarang sogo ta tani tupa yapo chegu gandaka tani tupa chi rwa ni tupa chi buga tanda nangrebe se na te nang mares tani ka se na tela tani ta samno tang gore ba tandri ta so nga so kar tupa yin na ta nga te tu song se yang na nga chi te long dao tandri chi chelong ji top song se rwa te zam ji ge gar se na tani nang me ba ti don dang te gar yin ba te la yang ni yang de korong samno tang ne rwa tandri ji de le ni samshong sherab de ge korong tani don da ha ko wa ji rwa tandri don do te tani ju go res.
Yes. So, while practicing Dharma, first of all, we need to hear the teachings as much as many as possible. And mere hearing and listening to the Dharma teaching is also not sufficient. What we need to do is contemplate on the meaning of the teachings again and again, what we received before. So it is not sufficient if we left only content with the mere receiving of the oral transmissions or mere listening to the teachings. What we need to do is to go through the meaning of the teachings through the contemplation and need to gain realization through our intellectual knowledge. So it is very important steps. Yes.
Tupa se tene kalasena ni tela samba goganda tela tupa tang samba ni ji ta tene kalasena yang tupa tang samba ni gi nang yore sena te yo mare serwa ta zu zu de kandre sena tene ngaso te nyamlen goganda tendre inde tene gombi nyamselemba se tendre ji de ta changma changyong na da karse yore sena ni tusam gomsam se 야마트로와 세로와 투섬 곰섬 야마트로와 세나 가르스나 투섬 곰섬데 카카차니 찌기요나 찌기 메바라와 딘지 마착바텔라다 투섬 곰섬 야마트로와 세그레스.
So above two practices are the steps of hearing and listening to the teachings and then contemplating the meanings of the teachings we received. So those two are called the hearing and the contemplation. So mere these two is also not sufficient. What we need to go through is, after hearing and contemplation, we need to practice through sustaining the meaning through meditation. And so if we complete all these stages of hearing, contemplation, and meditation, then that's called the inseparable practice of hearing, contemplation, and meditation. So this is called the complete sets of hearing, contemplation, and meditation.
Oh yeah, 근데 인데 딱 안으시나 도서 참마데 창고근다 아니 데 심데 창고근다 심데 창미 그 권이다 지 주냠는 지바이나 냠는 데 가서고 뿌다보지로와 지 냠는 약보지 영화 그래와 요래서와 근데 막동가 소 가서는 멍체와 지 냠는데 지 가서나 되니 뿌다보세고라 다 근데 장마세고라 장마 된데 가 냠는 영다가 지금 명바데 균데 가발라 특별해서나더니 나라 속에 가서는 지 투숨 검섬 야마들와라 근데 지제 맡음내려와 근데 그 투숨 검섬 차성 좀바 근데 차성 창와 지제 맡아봐 델라티니 달리다 가서나더니 가서 지 가서 그래 냠는데 형 지 장마 영딱 바지 근데 차트가 매봐요 근데 용거래스.
So it is very crucial to engage in the authentic practice, and through making our practice very authentic and qualified through the following the steps of hearing, contemplation, and meditation. So if there is an inseparability of hearing, contemplation, and meditation, then that practice become very qualified and authentic. So sometimes our practice we do practice, but we lack the authenticity or the qualification of the practice. And where is the fault lies is through not being inseparable of, not engaging in the whole three process of hearing, contemplation, and meditation. So if we practice hearing steps and then contemplation, but sometimes we left off meditation. So that's how it become not qualified practice, because of not being inseparable of all these steps of hearing, contemplation, and meditation.
근데 인데 다서 가서 다지는 가서 추바인 세로와 근데 주냠는 바치는 주냠스 렌땅데다 간스나 지 장마치 차고 근데가 주냠스 렌땅데 가르스나 냠스 렌땅 가르스나데 투섬 검섬 세니라다 투섬 검섬 제 마고야 냠스 렌땅지 요 말에 담가 가르이나 종 가르이나 투섬 검섬 제 마고야 근데 지 요 말에 근데 인데 다서 근데 가르스나 지 상지용 송자요래 근데 인데 다 가르스나 투섬 검섬데 장마 지그러 왔더니 야고 지 용바이나 다 대가르스나 냠는데 야고 용거래스.
So we think we are Dharma practitioners. So what we need to do is we need to engage in the authentic practice. So Buddha also said that we need to carry on the very authentic path and authentic practice. So that can be only possible through the inseparability of the hearing, contemplation, and meditation. Yes.
근데 인데 땅가라서 가르스나 지당다니 주냠는지 지 젬방그 자와든지 좀고야 돼다 냥보지 개천보지 그러와 옛날에 가르스나 젬번 자와데 드비알라요 드비아그 지 답시던데 다 지금 담다 망보지 요레스 담다 망보지 요레 근데 인다서 당보 개체주대 가르스나 당보 랑게 냠는지 야데레스.
Yes. So before I missed one point, that while practicing Dharma, Buddha had stated these steps that all teachings and practice first need to go through. Whether we receive the pith instructions and Dharma teachings, all should go through the steps of hearing, contemplation, and meditation. And now Rinpoche shared that while practicing Dharma, we also engage in benefiting sentient being through different kind of activities.
근데 인데 딱 안스나 지 장스 저 샘그 냠네 있나요? 다지 젬pen지야 돼다 주 냠는 그 양본으로 저러 이제 반반드비야 jampan rubiare yena yang kalsana ta tangborang ge nyamlente yakpo chegoyaro tenre matorang ge nyamlente tene yakpo macha soyena tene janla kalsana tene lamtonde cheyag nibade yonggoyo mares.
So, for example, the practicing of bodhicitta and helping in others, first we have to practice ourselves very well. If we don't practice very well, then even we tend to help others, but then we won't have, will be able to help others.
Tende indi tambo rang nyamnan yakpo nang rang kalsana damga tasola tuba jerwa. Tendrichi dajiga shiva langchin kalsan tuba tani kalsana samba tijila gumbi nyamna yakpo nange dali sosog jila nyamdang tokpa segirta tila nyamtok segirwa nyamtok te jila yakpo chegognaga nyamtok jila che mase rang nyamnan tela ta tani kansogure tendri temba topgures.
Yes. So first of all, to help other beings, we have to first go through the steps of hearing to repeat instructions, and then practicing, contemplating it through contemplating, and then practicing it through meditation. And so while doing this process, what we need to do is we need to experience and then gain the realization and gaining stability on the practice.
Tendere tene kalsana rangla nyamne yakoyona janla chushabayena pantokore sarwa dordina nyongo tendere tene kalsana janla pantokore tene kalsana tene rangga tene nyamne yako chamebayena tene chushaba tega kalsana chu shini shiba jibun ko mare shini tene kar janla che chabatega tene janla tene pan kayang toko mare seneo tene songyo rest.
So while practicing Dharma, it's really important to first gain the stability and gain certainty and realization. So if we gain stability and realization, then only if we share the Dharma with others, then that would be very beneficial to others. But if we only know the textual knowledge of these Dharma teachings, yet if we haven't gained the realization and stability in the practice, even we know the knowledge of Dharma, but if we share to others, that won't be beneficial to others.
Tene rangi jila nyamdang tokpa tene kalsana tene mesongayena te jenda chushabayena yang tega kalsana tene ko pantoko mares. Panma topa de kandare senatini ranya tarong tani nyamdang topa ge tendre ge karsanate rang no de sia kayo marwa soso jike tani jitte tani min yo mare tendre indi tasu tani gel min tabu mare pena karsana no tongba tendre ge no tongba tendre ni yo bayina tan de karsana dino no korang rang yang tani tongba indi tasu jandak tepa kaya jik tani yo marwa tani
Yes. So while doing practices, it's very crucial to first gain experience and realization. So it is like if we are not, if we haven't gained experience and realization, then sharing to others is like for example, there are two empty vessels. So if there are two empty vessels, even if one try to pour something to the other empty vessels, that is not possible because both are empty. It's same like that.
Ani gansu gure tata shiba nangjin peja pa nangjin no tongba chi ke karsana nani karsana tini jandak tongba chi kaya de karsana yongu korang mendga tini yimse karsana ko niga tongba rendga tini nande indi taso karsana tini tela janla chi pan to yong ya ge korang tini lakchan ra korang chi yo marwa ko jimsen tendre chi res tini.
So for example, if there is two empty vessels, and if the one empty vessel would like to pour something to the other empty vessels, then that is not possible because there's nothing to fill in because both are empty. So there's no method to help one empty vessels to other empty vessels.
That indi karsana chik soso ge kansa gore 다 데레 지 데레 드니 가르스나 젠 가르스나 다 름바니반 로데 간더레스나 드니 드니 추그 드니 다 랑그 질량 드니 미요 마르와 드니 드지 다 추그 지 츠tam 투바지니 데시 시바라와 시바 드르레 이나용 냠nen라 템바 토메바라와 드르레 추시니 젠라 드니 람튼 추그 젬펜 탄다가야라요 소소 가르스 냠nen라 템바 토고요레 소소 냠nen라 템바 토메바이나 드니 랑그 추데 시나용 가르스나 지 이게 대그 젠라 드니 판다비그 갑데라 드니 베나드니 랑그 드니 다다가르 추데 시오레 데 갑데 드니 가하나요 데 젠라 드니 코란드니 데비 갑데라 라니 동바 차르고요레 어떤지 지그레스.
And the second second step is first to practice Dharma. We need to ripen ourselves. If we are not ripened yet, then we won't be able to help others. Like if we gone through certain hearings and listening to Dharma teachings, and we have certain knowledge of Dharma teachings, yet if we haven't got the full stability in the practice, if we haven't gained a realization, then it is like after hearing to the teachings, it's like we have a cup filled of knowledge, yet if we pour only a cup filled of knowledge, if we pour this cup to the other, there's something to pour on, yet after pouring, then the cup which is full is already emptied, so nothing will left. So it is same like that.
다소 딱 한지레스나 페이지 잡아야는 가서 지 다 루멘로 오지로 왔더니 문바가 강바지기노나 근데 간스나랑 라나 루메지요나 다 루메지 마도요 말와 근데 인디티니 잔다 강바나라요 근데 가르타 차상라 근데 다 루멘로 가양 메바 근데 이나다 데 잔다 지기 라라 파테 잡아이나 근데 라닐 코랑 그 강스고레 다 지요 근데 나콘창로 그러와 나콘차 근데 그 가르스나니 코
So there is also another example for sharing the teachings without gaining realization and stability in practice. For example, there are different rooms which are dark, and you have only one lamp, and when you tend to give this one single lamp to other person who lives in another room, then after giving that single lamp to the other person, your room will be in darkness, and so this is the second example.
근데 인데 단서 가르스나 다 지금 강서구래 근데 그 추시엔이로와 추시엘 근데 전에 자나 파야다 똑바대요 가서 지금 측 잡지 신이로와 근데 냠는 가요 매바랑 그지라 냠도 똑바 가요 매발라 가르스나 근데 자나 시에야 말해지 비고 돈다레스.
So this is the example that tell us that mere understanding of the teachings, mere acknowledgement of the words or the meaning of the teachings, yet if one haven't gained this realization and gained the stability in the practice, then we are advised not to give teachings to others, because that act won't be helpful to others.
근데 인데 담보 가르치고 근데 나더니 아랑거더니 냠내 약고 난고 근데 냠내 가르스나 투바 잠주 시바지 보고 많이 바라와 데 냠내 약고 난고 바라왔더니 데니 냠내 약고 말랑 소아이나 가르스나 데 런일 데니 가르스나 데니 데니 시나용 코랑 코르와단 참로 그러와 시바지 보고 판토 고면 돼 같은데 인데 다소 다 가르스나 데니 시바지 보고 지금 매바 랑거 가르스나 시비가 돈데다 냠내 약고 데니 가르스나 데니 난고
Yes. So here, mere hearing to the Dharma teachings is not sufficient. What we need to do is to practice it very well and gain stability, because the mere intellectual knowledge is not sufficient and not enough, because that will also end up you being roaming in this samsara.
근데 인데 라오니 그 냠는 약고 남바이나 다가서 랑그 추 라는 라타르니로와 냠는데 야포 나와이나 코런전 그 젠라테네 양테네 판독거래서 판독하게 니바요를 가르레스나 랑게 질라테네 냠동 똑바데 요르와 랑게 질라 냠동 똑바 그 거니 가르스네 논중 그 범바상부터 지라 빼자요레스로 논중 그 범바상부터 가르스나 텐데 지기테네 라닐 테네 그 용세 강다 요레 대가르레스나 테네 젠노 동바가세 요나 정말라 가르스네 그 곱샤 잡다 그랬어.
So it is
다서 가르스는 돈중 그 범바상부 되게 가르스나더니 전 노동바가세 요나 도서 정말 깡틀이야게 네바요레스로 또 정말 깡틀 그래 이나요 라닐 동바 차야 요 말했어.
So what is the qualities of wish fulfilling vessel wish fulfilling vase? So if you have this wish fulfilling vase, however how many there are empty vessels around, you will be able to fill all of them without oneself being empty. And so how many empty vessels you fill in, you won't be empty. So that is the qualities of wish fulfilling vase. Yes. So you won't be empty if you have this wish fulfilling vase.
라니 간르레 세나트니다 지금 논중 같으니 범바신 라니 노르게 탐질 용서 창바 든르게더니 가르스나 작사르와 작사르 요리 디그 깝텔라다 가르레세나트니 젠셈쟁 그 든르발라다니 다티감나 추이나 셰고그레 담가이 나용 동국으로와 든르지 디다서 데그 가르레세나니 셈젤랑우스 파용 독거레서와 파용 독거레 드네 가르스나트니 라니 용 동바 자꾸 말해라와 어든르레스.
So before I miss one point, that what is the qualities of wish fulfilling vase is it has perfected all the qualities of fulfilling the aspirations, fulfilling the vase itself after every filling of other empty vessels around. So once we perfect it in a practice and gain realization, and then at that time, then we can give teachings to other. We need to give pit instructions to other, because at that point the sharing teachings and giving pit instructions, that would be very beneficial to all beings.
근데 이제 딱 알았으나 지금 다른일 그 가서 그래 투바야 보지 삼바 투슴 삼종 그 가서는 셰럽 그 던저지달이 존동야 고체라와 군비가 냠는 투슴 검섬 던저 찍이나 찍면게 던지 마연 바라와 야마트와 던저지달이나 당보 런인 돈중 그 범바 상보 다부지 된 점고인데 갔어.
So we really need to go through this hearing of teachings and then contemplation of the meaning of the teachings and clearing away all the doubts, and then carrying the practice through meditations. So through this process, we can make ourselves as a wish fulfilling vase.
근데 이제 디갑텔라 딱 알았으나 젠라더니 추지 짐바땅나와 추지 짐바땅야 그 가르스나다 니바 차상요레서와 니바 상마요레 근데 이제 다서 데코랑 디자 젠라 가르 추시나라 그 추고고네 가르스나 지다 장고 왕보땅 뜨니달이라 추카르 지 가르스나 텔리달이 장고 노동바타서 약강야 나양 가르스나 니 소소라 디 니바 차상당 차진 상마더니 장용 그랬어.
So once we gain the realization and stability in practice, and that at that point, then we will be able to engage in a generosity of sharing Dharma to others, and because at that point we gain the power and power to benefit others. How many there are empty vessels, we will be able to fill up. We will be able to share as Dharma as much we can, as per the different taste of the beings.
근데 인디 가르스나데 리당보바게 그 갑텔라 가르스나데 젠라 추 셰야데 가르스나 개책 말했을 때네 데 조 말에 정 냠네 야고 난고야 되더니 조레스. So all this above message is for the beginner level of Dharma practitioners,
So at that beginner level, it is very crucial and it is more important to practice, engage in practice rather than sharing teachings with others.
Dende inde ta karsana rani nyamne yakho na sabi jila dende ta janla damgo ton chokorwa dende ni chushi seade dende che mare dende damga yakbosen lame yang korang dende sosola nyamda topat yobuga nyamda topa yobugre dende karsana soso nyamlen la temba tobugre rawa dende karsana ota lama ge chorong ge janda chushi na digre sene dende ji kai nangwa top goya de peke chemodga dende ge kai nangwa top jewi ge chi tela ta janda la chu sheni kar jampen pamba draba yinayo te ka karsana tini konrasina rodon se ate ta uni te di kapsate ongres.
Yes. So it is very important to first engage in practice and then try to experience gain the experience in the practice and gain the realization and stability in the practice. After gaining stability, then also you need your masters, your root masters, permission that now you can share teachings with others, and then that's the moment that is starting of the engaging in enlightened activities.
Tende inde ta da karsana tiga li tombo kabla chu chu ge jimba sana nga so sir se yo sir tende sir yang tande ge karsana tani doyen yore tani sir ge gone karsana tani jimba tangwa yana sir tani don tani nga tang da tende ge doyen yorwa tende dang da le na jiba ina yo te karsana ni semjin ji yeta kar se jerwa la so ba tang tende ge ta ji semjin mangbo la tende ge ko pan to yores.
So while practicing Dharma in a beginner's level, in the starting level, you can engage in the practice like offering of sur, means burning. There's a certain sur practice, burning of like tsampa, and there's some mixture that need to be mixed. So this sur offering practice will be also very beneficial of engaging in generosity, because there are lots of hungry ghosts and other in formless realms. So this sur practice will bring a great beneficial to the beings, and that's a practice of generosity during the first level of practice.
대한 추지 진바 착가레스 추지 진바 세주가 된르레 는 추지 진바세네 대가 가르스네 땅가랑소 청마 대강서 그러지 지금 강을 망보 parchil 망보 된르지거와 더서 청마 간에 정발에서는 지금 란착거 원거와 란착세야 지금가 제로 무마가 가르스나 지금 리사저저 된르그 란착 된르그 원해용데 따다 쓸돈 돈이 만난다 돈로와 된르 지달리나 호와치 송이나 되는 가르스나니 란착도 봐 당도 그러와 란착도 다송바 있나 되니 강소 땡아서 지 쟁은 parchil 더 그런 센로그레스.
So during the beginner's level, it is very crucial of the sur offering practice. That offering practice, burning sur will call the practice of generosity of Dharma, because right now we all go through lots of obstacles and illness. So why does that happen to us? That is because of our karmic residue, karmic residue or karmic debts that we have in the past life, and we need to clear it through going through all